The Socratic Method. Do you know what it is, really? Let's learn about it. Socrates lived during a period of great change. Athens was at the height of its power, but it was also a time of political instability, war, and the beginning of the decline of the Athenian Empire. What made Socrates stand out wasn't his wealth or political position, it was his curiosity, his method of questioning, and his relentless pursuit of truth. Socrates revolutionized thinking with the Socratic method, a form of cooperative dialogue. By asking probing questions, he exposed contradictions in thought, encouraging deeper understanding. This method dismantled assumptions, fostering critical thinking, and laying the foundation for modern analytical techniques, forever changing the landscape of education and philosophy. Central understanding to Socratic philosophy was the exploration of morality and knowledge. He questioned the nature of virtue and the essence of wisdom, arguing that true knowledge was an understanding of one's ignorance. His relentless pursuit of truth and ethical living challenged individuals to reflect on their beliefs and actions. Socrates did view ethics as the pursuit of a good life, emphasizing the importance of virtue over material wealth. He believed that true happiness stemmed from moral integrity and self-examination. Through his teachings, Socrates urged individuals to cultivate their souls, advocating for a life guided by ethical principles and introspection. He revolutionized ethics by emphasizing the pursuit of the good life through self-examination. He believed that true happiness was attained by living virtuously and aligning actions with moral principles. His focus on ethical introspection challenged individuals to question their values and strive for personal integrity and moral excellence. The Socratic paradoxes, such as claiming wisdom in knowing one's ignorance, highlighted the complexity of human understanding. He used these paradoxes to unravel assumptions, encouraging deeper exploration of concepts like virtue and justice. By embracing contradictions, Socrates revealed the nuances of philosophical inquiry and the limits of human knowledge. Inspiration from various influences, including Athenian culture, prevailing philosophical thought, and his own experiences, believed in the pursuit of truth above all else. He famously said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." For him, to live a good life, we must constantly question, learn, and refine our understanding of ourselves and the world. So from my perspective so far, the Socratic dialogue was characterized by conversational exchanges, showcased the power of discourse in uncovering truth. Now that's interesting. Seems like Socrates engaged interlocutors in probing discussions, which is what we do every day in today's time. Also, it's revealing inconsistencies in their beliefs and guiding them toward deeper understanding. He argued that knowledge was not about accumulating facts, but understanding the essence of things, what makes something true, good, or just. So hold on, in other words, from my perspective, we're gathering information to see if it's real, fake, or bogus. Before we continue, hit that like button if you'd like to see more content, subscribe, share, and hit that notification button. Now let's get back to the story. Plato, a devoted student, was profoundly impacted by Socrates' teachings. Socrates didn't write anything down. His ideas were passed on through the writings of his students, especially Plato. But what was his philosophy about? Socrates' emphasis on dialectical reasoning and ethical inquiry became foundational to Plato's work, cementing their intellectual bond and influencing subsequent philosophical traditions. The Socratic problem arises from the challenge of discerning Socrates' actual teachings from those of his students, particularly Plato. As Socrates left no writings, understanding his philosophies relies on interpretations. This ambiguity invites ongoing scholarly debate and exploration into the essence of his ideas. His trial was a pivotal moment in history, where philosophy itself seemed to be on trial. Accused of corrupting the youth and impiety, Socrates stood before 500 Athenian jury, steadfast in his beliefs. His defense was not just of his actions, but of the philosophical pursuit of truth. He was accused of teaching young Athenian scholars to question authority, to challenge the traditional beliefs, and to think for themselves. In a society that valued tradition and public order, this was seen as dangerous. His concept of virtue was rooted in knowledge and moral excellence. He believed that true virtue came from understanding oneself and seeking wisdom. This pursuit of excellence was more than mere moral conduct. It was a lifelong journey toward personal and collective betterment, deeply influencing ethical philosophy. So, let me get this straight. He's getting accused of something somebody else did on what I taught him to think for themselves, find the truth, or be a better person? Like who does that? In his defense, known as the Apology, Socrates eloquently argued for the importance of questioning and seeking wisdom in 399 BCE, at the age of 70. He was put on trial for corrupting the youth and impiety, meaning that he allegedly failed to respect the gods of Athens. Rather than begging for acquittal, he highlighted the virtue of his mission. His words resonated through time, emphasizing the philosopher's unwavering commitment to his ideals, even in the face of death. The oracle at Delphi, which is also called Pythia, played a significant role in Socrates' life, famously declaring him the wisest of men. At least he had friends to help. This enigmatic pronouncement set Socrates on a path of introspection and inquiry, fueling his philosophical endeavors. The prophecy underscored his belief that true wisdom lies in recognizing one's ignorance. Socrates was not only convicted, but also sentenced to death in February 15, 399 BC. But instead of fleeing Athens or pleading for his life, he chose to face his fate, maintaining that the unexamined life was not worth living. The death of Socrates was hemlock poisoning which he drank, which marked a pivotal moment in philosophical history. His unwavering commitment to his principles, even in the face of death, highlighted his dedication to truth and virtue. This event underscored the tension between individual conviction and societal norms, leaving a lasting ethical and philosophical legacy. Now you have to be a little curious, as I am. This great philosopher was accused of self-awareness to his young scholars to find truth or wisdom, convicted in a trial, and then was poisoned. Who doesn't want to grow or challenge themselves or think from themselves? I know I do, don't you? His legacy profoundly shaped future thinkers, particularly Plato and Aristotle. His emphasis on dialogue, ethics, and the examined life laid a foundation for Western philosophy. His ideas on questioning, virtue, and knowledge continue to inspire and challenge thinkers, ensuring his influence endures across centuries and disciplines. The impact Socrates has made on modern thought is profound, with his method of inquiry still inspiring scholars and educators. His emphasis on questioning and critical thinking laid the groundwork for scientific and philosophical exploration. By promoting the idea that wisdom begins with recognizing one's ignorance, he continues to challenge conventional wisdom today. His legacy also extends beyond academia, finding its place in popular culture. His character appears in literature, films, and even modern dialogues, symbolizing the pursuit of truth and wisdom. These portrayals keep his teachings alive, inspiring audiences to question and explore the deeper meanings of life. Socrates' legacy extends beyond philosophy. His ideas about questioning authority, seeking truth, and the importance of self-awareness are foundational to the very fabric of modern democracy, ethics, and intellectual inquiry. Socrates profoundly influenced Aristotle through his emphasis on questioning and critical thinking. Aristotle, a student of Plato, absorbed Socratic ideals, integrating them into his own work. This ripple effect created a foundation for Aristotle's explorations in logic and ethics, bridging Socratic principles with his own philosophical inquiries. Socrates has been a captivating figure in literature, often depicted as a wise, enigmatic character. From Plato's dialogues to modern works, his portrayal reflects the timeless nature of his teachings. Through diverse narratives, Socrates remains a symbol of intellectual inquiry and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. His legacy continues to intrigue historians and philosophers seeking to understand his true impact. While also in education, the Socratic method remains a powerful tool, encouraging students to engage deeply with material through dialogue and inquiry. By fostering an environment where questioning is valued over rote memorization, this approach cultivates critical thinking skills essential for problem solving in an increasingly complex world. Exploring the theme of friendship, Socrates saw it as a vital component of a good life. He believed that true friendship is rooted in mutual pursuit of virtue and wisdom. His dialogues often highlight the importance of honest, philosophical companionship in achieving personal growth and understanding. Socrates' declaration, "I know that I know nothing," underscores his belief in the importance of recognizing one's own ignorance. This admission of limited knowledge was a cornerstone of his philosophy, emphasizing humility and the continuous pursuit of wisdom. It challenged others to question their certainties and seek deeper understanding. So, now we know about Socrates, his belief, his passion, his mission, his understanding. He was a man who spent his life in pursuit of wisdom, truth, knowledge, a man who never stopped asking questions to get to the truth. And in the process, he changed the course of history. To truly know Socrates, we must follow his example, question everything, seek the truth, and never stop learning. For more engaging explorations into the world of philosophy, subscribe to our content. Be curious on how ancient wisdom continues to shape modern thought, challenge your perspectives, and deepen your understanding of life's profound questions. Join a community of curious minds committed to lifelong learning and introspection. Thanks for watching.